we're going to solve this system using the inverse of the coefficient matrix. So basically we're going to set up this equation here with matrices. When we multiply by the inverse of A on this side, everything will cancel out except just the X matrix, which is all our variables. So we'll know what our variables are equal to. So to start with, we have to find the coefficient matrix. And all that is writing in all the coefficients you see here. So for the first equation, we have a coefficient of 1, and then a coefficient of 5, and then a coefficient of -3, and then a coefficient of -1. So I'll write in the rest of them. So here it is all filled in. Our next step is just to identify what the X matrix would be. It's the matrix of variables. So we have an X, a Y, a Z, and a W. So that's what our matrix is. The constant matrix is what we call B in our equation here. And so it's -22, 5, and then 11 and 1. And so this allows us to use matrix matrix equations, the matrix multiplication here. Because if you actually did the A times X, if you did this matrix A times X, you do the first row times the column, and you actually end up with this right there, that first left side of that first equation. And then you continue the multiplication, you would do the second row times the column, and you end up with the second equation. The third row times that column, you get the third equation, and so on. And just like we have here, they are equal to these numbers on the right side, which what we have set up equal to B, which is these numbers here from the right side. So that's why we're writing it like this, breaking it down into these matrices. And now we need to find A's inverse. When we multiply both sides by A's inverse, like I said at the beginning of the video, on the left side we'll just have X, which is again all the letters we're trying to solve for. So we'll have X is equal to this, and once we solve that out, we'll know what all the X variables equal to. And you can use your calculator to evaluate the right side. And I guess I'll leave that step to you. If you have questions about that step, let me know. Or if you're having trouble finding the inverse, let me know. But your calculator may be able to find the inverse of this. Most of them have an inverse button, so you could just type in the inverse of that matrix multiplied by your B, and you should get your answer.